Bon appetit. First thing, how many of you vote? I'm not, Homeland Security. It's important. How many of you can vote and don't or have not yet voted? You don't want to put your hands up, do you? Okay. The most important thing you can do as a citizen, and I'm assuming you're speaking to citizens who can vote. I think Gavin Newsom version. Okay? The most important thing you can do is register to vote in the party you think you want to be in. Over time, you may change your view. Do that, and then start at the first level of governance. I have a question for you. How many levels of governance, of government, are there in our country?
Four, I guess.
Hundreds.
Well, I'm talking about the strata, okay?
4 to 5.
You got the federal, right?
Yeah, state.
Who comes next?
State.
State. And who comes next? County. Very good. And then? City. That's the 4 basic levels of things that impact our lives. Of those 4, which do you think impacts our lives the most? I don't have my hearing aids in, so you're going to have to speak up. Yes, exactly. But there's a catch. At that 4th level, okay, there are other things that govern our life. Listen, fire district, sewer and water district, sometimes a transportation district,
School district.
Okay, yeah.
Water.
A community college. Okay. A
NAPCO.
hospital district. There's a lot of things that are called special districts. Those each have their own board of governors or board members that control everything about it, just like this city council does. Okay? Each of those has a big impact on your life. It sure as hell has a big impact on my life in the past 6 months. I've been in the ER in San Ramon 3 times since November, no, since October. Anyway, I'm still here though. That's the good news. So think of the complexity of that 4th level of government, and you'll all come in contact with it. Okay? But now, today what we're talking about is San Ramon, or there is Chirag. Chirag is behind. Oh, where's Chirag? He's going to apply to run for Assembly District 16?
Yes.
Okay. That's a state government level. That's here. I'd like to see him start here, but he's in a hurry, I guess. So, and that's fine. But every time you think about it, he lives here, he's impacted by a lot of things at that level. He's going to go up here. That's his goal. Okay. He can talk to you about his campaign. Okay. Let's talk about something very important. How many of you have gone to the city council during a city council meeting, planning commission meeting, and you have turned around and looked at the chairs behind you?
Most of them empty.
What do you see?
Most empty.
Now, he knows, he sits on the planning commission. He has to stare at that the whole darn meeting. empty seats. Matter of fact, in San Ramon, if you sit at the dais where he sits, and you look out, you'll see a rostrum, speakers, podium, and you'll see chairs on this side, chairs on that side. What you'll see over here, the staff, city staff congregates on the left. So other people congregate there with them. Developers, people who have some interest in getting something from the planning commission or the council. Then over here you see a few heads, and you'll see me in the front right one every time like that. But not enough people go down there. How big is the city?
80,000, 85 now, 94, I guess.
84.
84.
I'm glad he's here. He's my straight man. You see, it's a lot of people. And you might have 10 people. If that, I've sat there and I'm the only one. And I'm an artifact, okay? But I ask myself, why aren't people coming down? Sometimes I get so frustrated by it, I will talk through the chair or the mayor to the camera. And I'll be talking to some of you if you're watching. And I say, if you're observing this meeting on the TV or YouTube, you should be down here behind me. Not sitting there, not being able to hear what they say, including him, observe their behavior amongst themselves, observe how they interact with outside special interests like developers, and then get a sense for how the system works. You don't get it by sitting watching YouTube or the TV. You just don't. Now, okay, when you come down, if you were a mayor, say, and you have on a coat and tie and a suit, and you're sitting up there, a bunch of speakers come down to speak. You've got one guy in a suit, one guy in a sweatshirt, one guy with the sandals and things. I'm not
I know.
and
I know the
who are you going
John,
to perhaps pay the
come on,
most
you can
attention
talk
to?
next.
Why?
You can speak to what your things are in Dublin.
Well, you're right. That is perception component of politics and human behavior, right? Now, the guy that has on a suit can be a total moron. God knows there's a world full of them. But usually, if it's 7 a.m., 8 p.m., he puts on a suit, it probably means business. Okay? He's trying to impress upon the people that sit up there, like this guy, he puts on a coat and a suit, you need a tie. You show up like that, that transmits to us humans, you mean business. Right? You're not here to just, well, I think the city sucks and I don't care for this and that. No. Come down, suit up. Put on a nice pantsuit or something. Just do that. And when you come down to talk to the council, you may not like any of them. That's another human behavior, right? But stop and think about it. Matter of fact, a couple of people here heard this on Saturday at 9 a.m. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to say it again. When you come down, you have to have a modicum of respect for the five of them, even if you don't like them. Respect the position, the office they hold. Why? Because a majority of people, just like us in our city, with the mayor, in each of the 4 districts for the council members, voted for it. Those are our fellow citizens. We might not agree with them and would have preferred a different person, but they are due that respect. And when you come down, have something positive to say about an issue that you're concerned with. And then, if you don't like how that issue is being handled, have an idea, a suggestion. What can I do, suggest to these 5 people who inside I don't like, but I have to be nice to? What can I suggest to help kickstart their thinking? All right, think about it. Don't just come down, I don't like this, I don't like that. I used to do that, okay, 40 years ago. I got a lot of experience with it. It doesn't work. All right? Engage them, try to engage their brain to come up with something.
So,
Understand though, it is a public comment. It's not a chance for dialogue. You're at the dialogue, expressing an
you want to
opinion.
talk? Go ahead.
Expressing an opinion. So when you do,
That's fine. And you're right. But if you see something wrong, all right, the city you think is doing something wrong, you come down and say, I think you're doing something wrong.
And that really helps. So,
Well,
not everybody's perfect.
and explain what it is and say, I have an idea. Maybe this. Just try it out. It doesn't have to be correct. Okay? Anyway, so
got a question over there. Some input, some feedback. The city commissioners, everybody on the advisory committee in the city, they have only one source of knowledge that they share and they understand its scope. Which means the only source is the city staff. Whoever has a serious consideration about something, please share, go there, tell them on your own way. Give them some feedback, give them an idea about how you think needs to be done. Because as I said, they have only one source of information, which means the city staff, this is what's really important to understand. It's the city staff that they actually do it their own way, and the commissioners, samplers, and everybody who's in these advisory committees are trying to say one for them. They really want to learn what's happening. If you don't go there, you don't ever learn. And these things like you learn.
that's an excellent point. I'm going to be careful how I say things because I do respect this guy. He has good ideas, shows up, but sometimes what the staff wants to do is kind of like you're out in Wyoming, all right? You're on a horse with friends, you're rounding up the cattle, and you're going to drive them to a corral, right? Well, sometimes the city staff they think they can drive the view, the 3 out of 5 or more votes of, say, the planning commission, by telling them things that will drive them towards that corral. Don't get on a commission or a council or anything involved with the city if you're just going to show up and you're not informed. You've got to know everything on the agenda packet that comes to you. God knows, Joyce, my wife,
There she is.
every Friday for 4 years, she went down and got the packet, it could be from here to here, from the city clerk for the following city council meeting on Tuesday. Well, that's a lot of stuff when you have 200 pages. Ask him, he goes through a lot. But the point is, know what you're talking about, form a view before you come down, and have that city staff try to drive you toward that corral. Because maybe you think, I don't want to go there, that's the slaughter. We're going to go over here to the pasture. Okay? Very good point. Thank you.
When are the city council meetings? Did you say every Tuesday?
Every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday?
And then planning commission fills in the other two Tuesdays in the month. So it's always something on the week. And the way San Ramon does it is a little nasty.
So first I want to thank Greg for coming here, giving his thoughts. Those are very important. I would like to invite John. He's the Dublin Council member. Please, John. And please do talk about what you feel is your city facing and how
Don't put me in there.
Chirag or somebody can help or your solution.
I don't really care.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for inviting me to be here, and thank you, my friend, for letting me have a few minutes to talk. So, what I ask of my future assembly member is simply just keep us safe. Okay, I think public safety is incredibly important in this day and age. For those of you who are familiar with the city of Dublin, we are about 70,000 residents. We are the rectangle right below you guys, right by the interstate. We are about 15 square miles, but right in the middle of our city is a federal prison. Okay, those of you who remember that, and what happened there, we all know that it does not need to be wielded. Okay, so the city council, we approved a resolution unanimously telling the GSA, or the Government Services Administration, not to reopen that detention center. However, it is a federal piece of land, which means the city does not have jurisdiction over that federal piece of land. However, we can always use the help of our fellow state assembly members to continue to reinforce that public safety, the safety of every citizen, is important in his district. And that is what I would like my future assembly member to continue to support us in. And I will call you at night and let you know if I don't like what you're doing, because I have your cell phone number. So my intention is just keep that genuine, honest desire to keep all of us safe, and make sure that you bring that every day across Sacramento. Okay?
Thanks.
That's it.
Thanks very much. Thanks
Yeah.
very much. Please go ahead.
Here is why I have everybody here. I need to know priorities of yours, not my. I shouldn't have priority. It should be priority of everyone. That should be taken care of. In the last 1 year, since I ran for the mayor, I started an open governance initiative, which is a non-profit, where we first started summarizing all the city council meetings, and those people who come and speak, they are never acknowledged. My thing is like they have to be acknowledged at least. People should be aware what people are speaking. It's hard for people to come and sit in the council meeting. We know that. We do not have Zoom participation allowed in our city for whatsoever reason.
Soon it will be. New
Soon
state
it
law.
will be due to the state law, not because of the city wants to hear the people. The second most important thing I felt was affordable housing, which we have a crisis of affordable housing right now. That's one thing I want to address, and I want input from all the elected members or whoever has ideas. In the last 2 decades, I haven't seen 1,000 square feet condominium going out for sale in this area at all, in the East Bay. The reason being that they're only for rental. They're making it for rental because rental is a business which every developer loves, and those rental are labeled as affordable, which is incorrect as well, because they're skipping the affordable requirements, which I want to enforce when as an assembly member to make sure this all schemes that are happening don't happen. That's one of the important areas I want to address. Public safety is also related to the rental and versus owner. If you have ownership, everybody takes care of what is happening around them. The previously, when the rental homes were even allowed in condominiums, they are only limitedly allowed, not like completely rental apartments. That's one area I want to address, public safety. There's another major issue I feel is concerning us is the AI infrastructure built up and the cost which we are paying in the utility charges right now. In the last 5 years, utility charges are more than doubled. We are all are paying for it. And all this money of PGN is going into building the AI infrastructure. So we are getting punished for this AI infrastructure, which I want to address. Maybe it's not required. Don't do it. Move it somewhere else.
With that, thank you.
Transportation. Public transportation is one major issue as well, which I want to address. Every bus you see is empty. Again, there's a structural issue behind that. Brian can speak a lot on that.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
Couple of minutes.
Couple of
So yeah, I've been working with Chirag quite a bit. We have a couple of almost a weekly sort of brainstorm session. And what's impressed me the most is his commitment to understanding the issues. His open governance initiative is a citizen tool that can be used to educate all of you as to what is going on. To break it down, to simplify, albeit AI generated, simplified statements so you know what is going on, because there is so much information coming at you from various news sources, both big media and designer media and social media. And that is a hodgepodge, just a wicked, complex stew of information. And so his commitment to sort of putting that out there in sort of a simple manner so that you can understand it is it's been impressive. And I think that's the kind of sort of expectation we can have from Chirag, that he'll be that person to explain it to you, to explain the issues to you, and to give you actionable content so you can go to your city council, express your opinion, and hopefully don't be put in that slaughterhouse, but let's move towards greener pastures and a better quality of life than what exists right now. And I think Chirag's that guy, and he's already had initiatives that sort of prove that. So I wish him well.
Yeah. Anybody
you.
else want to speak up, please?
If anybody has any ideas, thoughts, you're please welcome.
And feel free
Pascal.
to message
Anybody?
me or call me. I give the card of my
Do you need signatures?
Yes.
Yes.
Where would that be?
So, just one last thing. All the voters, we kindly request that you add your name, signature, and your address that would be verifiable by the state. So kindly, that helps Chirag for his nomination.
Reduce the
Obviously,
fees.
the minimum threshold is passed. He has passed for all of those. But more the support, the better it is for him, and creates more awareness that really helps drive the entire campaign. Thank you very much, everyone. Please do enjoy the snacks. They are right behind. And don't